Okay, for the 4th District, we have 2 Brutixes, 2 Harbingers, 2 Hurricanes, and 2 Kitsunes, an Oneros, and a Vengeance.
And for Atlas, we have a Vulture, 2 Nighthawks, a Rook, a Scimitar, a Manticore, and 2 Succubus, which are faction frigates.
Right, it's worth mentioning that the Atlas team is actually identical to the Blanket Men team that we saw earlier, which is supposedly the Atlas B team, and we're just about to get underway here.
And the match has just started, so we're waiting for the first damage to be applied and see who's shooting who.
Yes, 4th District seems to have dropped a mix of maintenance, ECM, and damage drones, or maybe just ECM and damage. We can see the smaller ships moving toward each other in the middle of the field. 4th District started pretty close to the warp in here. A lot of missiles flying around, not many landing yet.
Okay, first damage on the 4th District Kitsune as well as the 2nd Kitsune, so possibly some FOF fire. Oh, no, we now have damage on all of the team. Is anyone smart bombing?
I can't tell that. There do seem to be at least some torpedoes going off somewhere. I'm seeing torpedo effects out on the field. And yes, now we can see there are smart bombs going off.
Yes, we've got quite a lot of damage on the shields of the 4th District team, and one of the Kitsune's obviously gone down, the other one in half armour. It's holding on at the moment. I imagine the Oneros is able to wrap it up at this point. It doesn't look like much other damage happening at this point.
Exactly. The small ships took a little bit. All of the battle cruisers for 4th District do have some damage on them, but as you said, they seem to be hanging in there, all armor tanks.
Yeah,
it looks like...
Okay, we've still got left on the field 2 Harbingers, 2 Hurricanes, an Eros, Brutix ×2, and a Vengeance for the 4th District. And we have a Vulture, 2 Nighthawks, Scimitar, and Manticore, all completely healed at the moment on the Atlas side.
And we did lose that Rook just a second ago. He must have come in right before the match, because I didn't even have him locked before the match started. We now have one of the Brutixes for 4th District deep into armor. The damage still spread out amongst that team. I'm not sure if that's still the result of smart bombings or what. And that last Rook for Atlas is now down as well. So the ECM has been largely cleared out.
Yeah, I've been informed that there were lots of frigates on the edge of the arena and they've all gone outside of boundary, which is why they've suddenly disappeared. So that was why a large number of frigates disappeared just a little while back. At the moment, it looks like the Brutix for the 4th District is in deep structure and he's just popped. The rest of his team still got shield damage from before. On the Atlas side, the Scimitar is in half shields and dropping slowly, and the Manticore is also in half shields and dropping a bit.
Yeah, and we're still seeing the 4th District team, still lots of shield damage, not much getting through that Scimitar now. He's just about to hit armor, and once that goes down, it will make a significant difference in the outcome of the match.
I'm informed that the Kitsune actually deliberately ran off the field, and the 2 Succubus that were on top of him followed, so it might have been a good tactic there to actually remove those Succubus from the match.
Exactly, and that Scimitar has gone down now. We have the Oneros for 4th District. He was taking some damage, but seems to be tanking it rather well now with a host of armor drones on him. Now the 2nd Brutix for 4th District is beginning to take armor damage, but seems to be holding in there at the moment.
Yeah, so for the moment what we have is on the 4th District side, 2 Harbingers, 2 Hurricanes, 1 slightly armour damaged, an Eros which is tanking incredibly well, he's pulled all of his armour back now, 1 Brutix in about 70% armour, and a Vengeance which has got some shield damage probably from the smart bombing earlier. On the other side for Atlas we've got the Vulture and 2 Nighthawks, and that's it.
Yeah, it looks like this may drag on for a little bit because the 4th District team is doing a good job keeping that Brutix healed. He's grabbing back his armor. He will be back to full at the rate that he's going. Now one of the Nighthawks beginning to take some damage as well. He's at about 75% shields.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be able to break. If they can't break that Aneros, they're not going to be able to break any of the 4th District team. I think Atlas at this point are looking like their 3 command ships are just going to be sitting there and unable to actually do any real damage to the 4th District.
Yeah, and it looks like that Aneros doesn't seem to be taking the missile fire, which is a bit odd because, like you said, he's the one holding that entire team together. And now that first Nighthawk for Atlas below 50% shield, and continuing to drop steadily, these battle cruisers are hammering him down pretty quickly.
Yeah, the Nighthawk is actually looks like he's webbed and scrammed, so that's probably the problem there. He can't move away, and he's got a Brutix sitting right on top of him, and that's obviously not a good thing. Unfortunately, his shields are dropping, and I am certain he's buffer shield tanked at this point. As soon as those shields go, he will collapse like a wet paper bag.
Indeed, and now that Brutix that we saw taking damage earlier, now it has repair drones on it as well. It's got all of its armor back, not in any danger. One of the Hurricanes for 4th District has begun to take a little bit of armor damage. Doesn't seem to be anything to worry about, as that first Nighthawk for Atlas now entering into armor. We'll be losing him very shortly here.
Yeah, his armor's just dropped in chunks, his structure's gone, and he's just popped. So we still have 2 Harbingers, 2 Hurricanes, a Neros, Brutix, and Vengeance for the 4th District. And on the Atlas team, we have a Vulture and a Nighthawk, and it's not looking good for them.
Not at all, not at all. That Oneros now beginning to take some armor damage again. He's at about 2/3 armor. Still has the repair drones on him. Seems to be pulling it back. The Nighthawk appears to be opening up range a little bit, probably to try to get away from these close-range, high-damage battle cruisers.
Yeah, I don't know how much time we've got left on the match, but I would imagine if they can get that Brutix, if the 4th District can get that Brutix on top of one of these Atlas command ships, it will go down pretty quickly, and they're going to obviously get a good points haul here.
Yeah, and it looks like I see the Vulture now driving steadily away from the remainder of the 4th District team as well. I don't see any tackle effects on the Vulture. Oh no, so yeah, it's the Nighthawk, however, is webbed. They do seem to have caught that Nighthawk for Atlas, and he's rapidly taking shield damage.
Yeah, I think that's also smart bomb action going on there as well. So it looks like last gasp attempt to knock any of these logistics drones if they can get near them. That we're keeping that Brutix up.
Yeah, it does look like there's some smart bombing going on in that cluster of 4th District ships. He's actually driving toward the Oneros, probably trying to take out some of the armor repair drones on there. He's just about to dip into armor though at about 15% shields now, and after that we assume they'll try to run down that Vulture, who's still maybe opening distance out here.
Yeah, he's not going to get close enough to the Aneros to take out those logistics drones, and he's not got enough DPS to take the Aneros out without them there. Yeah, with them there. And at this point, the Brutix is sitting on top of him. He's gone straight through into armor, straight through his armor into structure, and we're about to lose that Atlas Nighthawk, and it's just gone. So it's down to a single Vulture on the Atlas side versus 2 Harbingers, 2 Hurricanes, Oneros, Brutix, and Vengeance still for the 4th District.
Yeah, and that Vulture now for Atlas, instead of running toward the edge of the field, is now turned around and is heading back toward the middle. He may just be trying to end this as the 4th District team bears down on him here. They'll tackle him and should chew through the formidable tank here quickly. We just see he's just been stasis webbed, so this shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, we've got definitely enough time for the 4th District to chew through this buffer tank Vulture, and it's going to be all over very shortly with a very convincing victory.
Absolutely, that Vulture now at about 85% shields, and as we see the 4th District ships getting into range, and once that Harbinger and that Brutix get in there, it's going to be over rather quickly. As we see shields now below 75%, we should see this Vulture going down, and a very convincing win for the 4th District.
Yeah, those battle cruisers have now caught up with the Vulture, and they're pretty much sitting on top of him. It's going to be all over very shortly. The Harbinger's just opened up completely on this Vulture. His shields are dropping away much faster than he'd like, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and obviously the Vulture, as we've mentioned before, does have a very nice passive shield tank capability and gives nice shield bonuses, but with this much DPS on him, it's just a matter of time before he goes down.
I'm not seeing any sort of damage being applied from the Vulture. He's obviously resigned to his fate at this point, and the 4th District team just waiting for this last bit of shield to drop. It won't take that much longer. I would imagine it's going to finish quite earlier than we expected.
Yeah, he is just about to dip into armor, and after that it'll be a short trip back home in a pod. So again, we've seen the 4th District in the tournament before, and they've brought a very solid setup today, so it'll be interesting to see what they bring next time. That Vulture now in armor. Just a few more seconds left. I keep getting reports that the 4th District are actually Caldari role players, so go role players as that Vulture goes down and the Caldari state takes the match.
Indeed, and with that we'll pass back to Soundwave.